Hey everybody, John with Vynyly here. Not a great guitar player. Just not. Some would say not even a good guitar player. But to those people I say, depends what you're trying to hear. It's the old shoot first and then decide what your target is, right? So in case you couldn't tell, today's 5 on Friday is this album, 10 by Pearl Jam. I wouldn't say this is a life-changing album for me, but it absolutely played a big part of my life in 91, 92, 93, when I was a young guy and had an apartment with my roommate, and we didn't have a lot of money, which is it's when I bought this cheap Cort guitar probably 30 years ago. And I still play it today because it just feels good. It just feels right. Anyway, we didn't have a lot of money in the 90s, early 90s, as young guys on our own in our first apartment, but we had a pretty good time, and this album played a big role in the soundtrack of our lives at the time. Not just grunge in general, but this album by Pearl Jam specifically, 10. So, today's 5 on Friday is 10 by Pearl Jam. Let's go. Number 1. The cover for 10 was conceptualized by bassist Jeff Ament, and he is the one on the left side of the group. And the group on the cover is the original group who recorded the album, including drummer Dave Krusen, who left the group right after recording to go to rehab. The letters in the back were also made by Jeff, and when last I checked, those letters were in the Museum of Pop Culture in Seattle. I believe that exhibition is closed now, so hopefully they're being stored somewhere safely, but that's where they were last time I saw them.
It's our CD. See, I hate holding up a CD. I want to hold up an album. This is my album. You can barely see this. Just put it over there. That's why we fought to get a fold-out that was big as an album. That's true. See, so now it's big as an album, but it's kind of flimsy. It's flimsier than, like, a real album would be. Here's the lyrics. I wrote these while I was sleeping. Woke up and sang them. Now I've got a job.
Number 2. 10 is Pearl Jam's debut album, and there are 11 songs on there, if you don't count the intro and outro, which are called Master and Slave. There are 11 full-length songs on 10. So why is it called 10? Well, Pearl Jam, before they were called Pearl Jam, they were called Mookie Blaylock, which was an NBA player in the NBA. Now, Mookie had just signed a deal with Nike, and Epic Records was concerned that there would be some rights issues if the band used his name when they started recording and releasing albums. So, Pearl Jam changed their name to Pearl Jam, but guess what Mookie's jersey number was when he played in the NBA? Number 3, the song Alive was actually released 51 days before the album itself was released. And it was part of the original Stone Gossard demos, the demo tape that was given to Eddie Vedder, who wrote lyrics for the song. And Eddie envisioned Alive to be one part of a 3-part trilogy mini-opera called Mama-san. It was going to be Alive, and then the song Once, and another song called Footsteps, which is not on the album. Alive is part autobiographical and part fiction. The true part of Alive is that it really did happen that Eddie, the person who Eddie thought was his father, was actually his stepfather, and his actual father had died. And the song talks a little bit about how he felt when his mother actually told him about that. Anyway, Vedder recorded the song, wrote the lyrics, recorded the song, sent the tape back to Seattle, and he was almost immediately asked to come up and join the band.
I got a call to try singing. So I sent up a tape, and all of a sudden I was living in Seattle.
Number 4. Epic Records wanted the band to release the song Black as a single, but the band refused They said the song was way too personal to be released as a single and kind of cashed in on. So they did not want Black to be released as a single. And despite the fact that it was not released as a single, it still reached number 3 on the mainstream rock charts, Billboard's mainstream rock charts. I think part of that was due to a phenomenal MTV Unplugged performance by the band in 1992. I think, and a lot of people I think agree with me, that their performance of Black during that Unplugged set is one of the great Unplugged performances of all time. If you're interested in framed copies of your favorite albums, head over to vynyly.com and check out what we have over there. That's vynyly.com. Number 5. The song Jeremy is one of Pearl Jam's most well-known songs. It's actually inspired by a true story about a young man named Jeremy Wade Dell from Richardson, Texas, who in 1991 arrived to class late. Teacher told him to go to the office and get an admittance slip. He left the classroom, returned with a gun, and shot himself in front of his classmates and his teacher. There was a small article written about it in a newspaper that Eddie Vedder saw at some point, and that's what inspired him to write the song Jeremy. Now, for the video for the song, Eddie Vedder had become friends with a photographer named Chris Cafaro, and he suggested that Cafaro make a video for any song on the album that he wanted to do. Cafaro chose Jeremy. Now, Epic Records did not want to release the song as a single, did not want to fund the video, so Cafaro financed the video himself, and it's one of Pearl Jam's most famous videos and one of the things that really catapulted them to international stardom. Side note, the young actor in the video, his name was Trevor Wilson. He was 12 years old at the time. It's his only acting role, and he actually drowned in a swimming incident in Puerto Rico in 2016 at age 36. And by the way, the classroom scenes in that video were filmed at Bayonne High School in Bayonne, New Jersey. That's it for another 5 on Friday. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and have a great day.